Triangulation. It's not just for narcissists. I'm sure you've heard the term. It's a relational dynamic where this person here, let's say they have a problem, a breakdown or something with this person. But instead of talking to this person, they talk to this person over here. Now, sometimes they want this person to talk to that person. Sometimes they're just venting. In any case, whenever we triangulate, we create a system that is not going to solve the problem. If you look up triangulation on the internet, it will tell you that this is something that narcissists use all the time. Now, while that may be true, I would say everybody does it. I've done it, you've done it, everybody's done it at some point. So let's take it out of the realm of exclusive narcissist territory and say as a human dynamic, we do it sometimes for all different reasons. Why do people triangulate? Sometimes we're not aware that we're doing it. Sometimes we do it because we're afraid of the other person. Sometimes we do it because we've attempted to have the conversation and it went poorly and we don't want to go there again. We don't want to risk the emotional explosion or the blame or the defense or whatever we feel like happened the last time. Sometimes we tell ourselves, I'm not good at this, I'm shy, I'm not good at having these hard conversations. And because humans are so infinitely creative, sometimes we can triangulate even in a way that makes us sound like we care about the person. For example, oh, I don't know if you've heard, but so-and-so is really struggling and I'm just concerned about them right now. Let's make sure we pray for this person because they have et cetera, all the things going on in their life. Those are very subtle, but still triangulations that we can engage in. Even if you say, like, I've noticed they've been really edgy lately, and so I just want to make sure we're encouraging them. If any of that sounds like you, if that's familiar, keep watching, I've got more. But before we do, please stop, hit like, and come on back. What happens when we do it? When we, instead of having the direct conversation, have several indirect conversations with other people? Well, the first thing that happens is it will erode trust in the system, whether that system is a family, organization, or just a group of friends. The second thing that happens is it undermines the growth and the maturity of the system. Think about it this way. If I don't want to have a conversation with you and I don't discipline myself to go ahead and have that conversation, but I will have it with a lot of other people, I'm not ever going to get stronger at having the difficult conversation because there's no way to develop a muscle if you don't use it. And the third thing that happens is it becomes very expensive. All the extra time that gets spent creating workarounds because I don't want to have the conversation with B over here, so I have it with C or D, is money. It's expensive. And every member in the triangle is deprived of critical learning. Let me ask you, would you like to be on the receiving end of a triangulation when other people who weren't involved in the first place are included in the loop? It feels powerless. It feels frustrating. It could be hurtful. You could feel betrayed. It can create all kinds of emotional weather over here in the system if you're the one that people are triangulating. I can think of a time that I was the object of a triangulation between two friends of mine. And it's kind of funny when I think back about it now. But we were driving and my one friend who's in the passenger seat says, so-and-so told me that she can't stand the way you drive and it always scares her. Can you slow down? I was like, wow, I didn't know that I was terrorizing my friends. So later I went back to the other friend and said, just tell me what you need. I'm not offended, I'm not angry. Just tell me what you need, okay? I'm not trying to be a terrifying driver. When was the last time you were invited to triangulate? In our organization, we have a 48-hour rule. And what that says is if you come to me to talk about someone else, I give you 48 hours to go have that conversation directly with that person. And if you don't, I will go to that person and say, hey, so-and-so needs to talk to you. You might want to hit them up. But the last time I was invited, somebody spilled all this stuff to me and I said, great. By when will you have the conversation directly with this person? And they started stuttering and backtracking about, why they can't have the conversation and not wanting to have the conversation, which I completely understand. And I just applied the 48-hour rule and said, hey, if you don't talk to them in the next 2 days, I'm going to call them up and say, so-and-so needs to talk to you, so you might want to reach out. There's some things that they need to get off their chest. Just like that, it evaporates. people don't call you anymore, and you get to be extricated from the triangle. So ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And what would it take for me to decide to have the conversation? Well, number one, practice. Number two, is it possible to invite a neutral third party or another person into the conversation to help assist you in having the conversation with the person? And if you were willing to do that, then what else could be possible? And maybe you could be that trusted third party for somebody else. But think about who could that be for you, and who would you ask? If you'd like more resource on this, check out my video on why you're not having that difficult conversation. I think it'll give you some tools and resource to move forward. If this video was resourceful for you, please hit the subscribe button, ring that bell so you don't miss the next one, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you how this was helpful or not, or maybe there's another topic you'd like to hear.